I complained about having no shoes, and then I met a man who had no feet. Now, this is a common quote. I'm sure I changed the words around a little bit, but the whole point of this quote is basically saying that the person who had no shoes needed to have gratitude because there was someone out there that had no feet. And while I get the whole gist of that quote and what it represents, I absolutely hate that quote, and I'll tell you why. Now, before I explain that, let me just say I am all about gratitude. I write about it in all of my books. I talk about the importance of gratitude and the importance of perspective. However, that quote and the mentality behind that quote basically says that if something is going wrong with me, I shouldn't complain about it. I shouldn't address it because someone else has it worse. Here's the thing. Having no shoes can be a very bad thing, right? Imagine if you are outside and it is cold and freezing and snow is on the ground and you have no shoes. Your feet are going to freeze. You may get sick. Your feet may actually end up getting frostbite, and then you will have to get your feet removed. So is that when it's time for you to complain or acknowledge that there's a problem? Absolutely not. See, the thing is, we can both acknowledge that something is wrong and still feel gratitude. We can actually do both at the same time. The thing is this, all of us are going through something. All of us have experienced some type of pain, trauma. Let's face it, we've gone through a pandemic, which we're still in, but many of us have seen unprecedented loss. We've experienced personal pain, sickness, death on levels that we've never seen before. We've had job loss, career loss, all types of things have happened. But even prior to that, many of us are dealing with childhood trauma, again, loss of loved ones, all types of things that cause us to feel mental and emotional pain. And because we feel that pain and we acknowledge it and we address it does not mean that we don't have gratitude. I'll give you an example. If you're not feeling well and you go to the doctor, you're going to the doctor because you're acknowledging that something is wrong that you need to address. It does not mean that you don't appreciate the home you left in order to go to the doctor. It does not mean that you don't appreciate the car you drove to get to the doctor's office. It does not mean that you don't appreciate perhaps the people who went with you to go to the doctors. You see what I'm saying? You can both have gratitude, but acknowledge a painful situation. And the whole reason for acknowledging is not to wallow or give up, but because you have to acknowledge it and address it in order to get the help you need to work through it. So yes, we are experiencing painful situations that need to be addressed. Pain is actually a built-in mechanism that is designed to protect us. When you feel pain, when the brain registers pain, it's doing its job. Its whole thing is to protect us, to protect our lives. Well, that also goes for mental and emotional pain. When we're feeling that, it's a reason for that. It means that we need to do something about it. So get rid of the idea that for some reason you have to hide what you're going through. You have to keep it to yourself. Gratitude means not acknowledging it. You're over-explaining to people because you feel guilty for your pain. Let's get rid of all of that. And let's acknowledge our pain so that we can move past it, so that we can address it, so that we can get the healing and the fixing that we need. If you have no shoes, acknowledge it because you can do something about it.